Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Fables. The world outside is now a deep, quiet blue, tucked in under a blanket of stars. It is time for us to find our own quiet space, to let our bodies grow heavy and our minds become as peaceful as the silent, sleeping earth tonight. Our journey takes us much farther than before. We are traveling up, past the clouds and through the stars, to a secret, silver garden that only the night can see. So let your breathing grow soft and slow as our story begins. On the moon, in a vast, quiet plain known as the Sea of Tranquility, there was no wind to whisper and no water to dream. There was only a great, deep, and perfect silence. A silence as old as time itself. The ground was a soft, fine silver dust that had not been disturbed for 1,000,000 years. And the sky was a deep, velvet black, always decorated with the most brilliant, beautiful stars you could ever imagine. And hanging in that sky, a silent, beautiful lantern, was the blue and white marble of the earth, a distant, swirling reminder of a world of noise and weather and busy, bustling life. This place, the moon, was a place of perfect, unchanging peace. And in this great, silent sea, there was a garden. It was a garden unlike any in the world below. It was a garden of moonflowers. They did not have green stems or colorful petals. Their stalks were made of a slender, silvery substance, as if woven from starlight itself, and their blossoms were shaped like little, sleeping bells, crafted from a clear, crystal-like material that seemed to drink in the darkness. These flowers did not need the sun to grow. They grew in the deep, cosmic quiet, and they did not get their light from an outside source. They created their own. Each and every flower would pulse with a soft, gentle, and cool white light, a silent, slow heartbeat that filled the entire Sea of Tranquility with a peaceful, ethereal glow. They were the secret heart of the moon, and they had a secret keeper. He was the gardener of the moon. His name was Silus, though no one had ever been there to speak it. He was a being as ancient and as quiet as the moon itself. His body was long and graceful, made not of flesh and bone, but of a smooth, pearlescent substance that shimmered gently like a moonstone, reflecting the light of his flowers and the distant stars. His head was a large, smooth almond shape, and while he had no visible face, no eyes or mouth, he could see and feel everything with a sense of deep, profound empathy. He moved through his garden with a slowness that was a dance, his long willowy limbs never making a sound, a silent, loving guardian of this secret, glowing world. His work was simple, and it was endless. He would drift through his garden, his feet never leaving a print in the ancient silver dust. With his long, delicate fingers, he would gently brush away any tiny speck of cosmic dust that had traveled 1,000,000 miles to land on a precious petal. He would straighten any stem that was leaning just a little too far, giving it his silent, gentle encouragement to stand tall and bright. He did not need water or soil. His flowers grew on silence, and they drank in the starlight. His only job was to give them his care, his attention, and his deep, unending, and silent love. For 1,000 years, nothing had ever changed in his garden. But tonight, as he was tending to a new row of young, budding moonflowers, he felt something new, a tiny, warm disturbance in the perfect, cold silence. He tilted his smooth, pearlescent head upwards, and he saw it. A tiny spark of golden light was falling from the sky. It was not a meteor, burning hot and fast. This was something different. It was drifting, tumbling slowly and gently, like a single lost seed carried on a wind that did not exist. It was a visitor from the great, wide, and unknown universe, and it was falling directly towards his peaceful silver garden. It landed with a silence that was even quieter than the moon's own silence. Silence glided over to where it had fallen. There, nestled in the soft silver dust, was a tiny, geometric, crystal-like seed. It was no bigger than his fingertip, and it was glowing with a faint, flickering, warm golden light. It was a star seed, a tiny lost infant star, and it had fallen out of the great cosmic river of the Milky Way. Its light was pulsing weakly, a tiny frightened heartbeat in the vast silent garden. Silus felt its loneliness, and its fear as if it were his own. He knew this tiny, warm and living thing did not belong here, in his cool silver world. He knelt down, his willowy form folding as gracefully as a closing flower, and he reached out a slow, gentle hand. He touched the little star seed, his touch as gentle as a moonbeam. The moment his cool, smooth skin made contact with the tiny, warm crystal, the little seed's frantic, flickering light steadied. It stopped trembling and began to pulse with a slow, steady, and slightly stronger rhythm. It felt his kindness. It felt his gentleness. It knew without a single word that it was safe. A tiny pulse of warmth and gratitude flowed from the little seed and into Silus's long, graceful finger, a silent thank you from a lost child who had just found a kind and gentle guardian. Silus knew the little star seed needed a special place to rest and heal. It was too warm for the cool crystal ground of his flowers. With his own 2 hands, he gathered the softest, finest silver dust and shaped it into a small, shallow bowl, a perfect, tiny crater. The dust was as fine as powdered sugar, and it would hold the little seed's warmth. He then carefully lifted the tiny, glowing crystal, which was now pulsing with a calm, sleepy rhythm, and he nestled it gently into the center of its new, soft bed. It was a bed made of the oldest, most peaceful dust in the universe, and the little star seed settled into it with a soft, contented glow. Now that the little one was safe and comfortable, Silus knew it needed to rest. He stood and turned to his garden. He lifted one long, graceful arm, and he conducted his flowers. He guided them with his silent thoughts, and the entire garden of 1,000,000 glowing moonflowers began to pulse their soft white light in a new rhythm. It was a slow, gentle, and deeply peaceful rhythm, a silent, visual lullaby of pure, sleepy light. Sleep now, little one. The pulsing lights seemed to whisper, "You have traveled far. You are safe here. You can rest. Sleep now." And the little golden star seed, feeling the gentle pulsing song of the flowers all around it, finally let its own little light soften, and it drifted into its first deep and peaceful sleep on the quiet silver surface of the moon. All through the long lunar night, which lasts for many, many days on Earth, Silus did not leave the little starseed's side. He stood as a silent, patient guardian, his tall, willowy form a protective shadow in the gentle light of his garden. He watched as the tiny golden seed slept, its own little light now a deep, soft, and steady glow, like the last ember of a dying campfire. The moonflowers continued to pulse their soft, white lullaby, a silent, endless song of peace and safety. Silus felt a new and wonderful feeling in his ancient, quiet heart. For 1,000 years he had been the gardener, the caretaker of his flowers, but now he was also a protector, a guardian of a tiny, sleeping life, from a world he had only ever seen from afar. It was a profound and deeply peaceful responsibility, and he accepted it with all of his gentle, silent being. After a long, long period of rest, the little starseed began to stir. Its golden light flickered, and Silus could feel that it was weak. It needed nourishment. But a starseed did not drink water or eat food. It fed on light itself. Silus turned his gaze to the sky, to the great shimmering river of the Milky Way, where the starlight was the thickest and the most ancient. He reached up his long, graceful arms and cupped his hands together. With a gentle scooping motion, he gathered the light, pulling it from the sky until his hands were filled with a pool of pure, liquid starlight, a shimmering, swirling, and silent nectar of the cosmos. It was more beautiful than any water, more precious than any jewel. He carefully, slowly, brought his hands, now a glowing cup of pure energy, down towards the little seed. He knelt down beside the dusty bed and tilted his hands. A single, perfect, golden drop of the liquid starlight fell and landed gently on the surface of the little crystal seed. The moment the drop touched it, the star seed spark flared with a bright, happy, and warm golden light. It absorbed the drop completely, its whole tiny body seeming to hum with a new and vibrant energy. Silus could feel the little seed's deep, profound satisfaction. It was the most delicious and wonderful meal it had ever had. He gently poured another drop and another, feeding the lost little star until its flickering light was once again a strong, steady, and contented glow. He had given it its first taste of home. And with this new nourishment, the little starseed began to change. It was a change so slow it was almost impossible to see, but Silus, a tall, slender, and graceful alien being, could feel it. The sharp, crystalline edges of the little seed began to soften. Its geometric shape, which had been like a tiny, uncut jewel, started to grow and round out. And from its very top, a tiny new point began to emerge, the first little arm of a true star reaching out into the world. It was growing. The little lost seed was beginning to remember what it was meant to be. It was remembering how to become a star. Silus watched, his heart full of a quiet gardener's pride, as he would with any of his own moonflowers, as this new, strange, and wonderful little plant began its slow, magical bloom. Soon, the little starseed was strong enough to leave its dusty bed. It lifted into the silent air and began to explore the garden. It was full of a gentle, happy curiosity. It floated over to one of the tallest moonflowers, which pulsed a soft, white, questioning glow. "Hello," the flower seemed to say. "Who are you?" The little starseed, who Silus now called Spark in his mind, pulsed its own warm, golden light back. "I am a star," it seemed to reply, "and you are very beautiful." And so they began a silent, graceful dance, a conversation made of light. The flower would pulse its cool, gentle, silvery white light, and Spark would answer with its warm, happy golden glow. Their two very different lights creating a beautiful, harmonious spectacle in the quiet silver garden. Spark was also very playful. It would see Silus, a tall, slender, and graceful alien being, tending to his flowers at the far end of the garden, and would silently zip behind a large crystalline leaf, dimming its own light so it was almost invisible. It would wait, trembling with a silent, happy giggle, until Silus would turn his great smooth head in its direction. Silus would play along, pretending he did not see the tiny golden light peeking out from behind the leaf. He would look to the left, and then to the right, and then, with a slow, deliberate movement, he would turn towards the leaf, and Spark would burst out with a happy, brilliant flare of light, a silent shout of "You found me." Their quiet, peaceful days were now filled with a new and gentle joy. Silus began to teach the little star his own quiet work. He would show Spark how a moonflower bud that was struggling to open just needed a little bit of extra, focused light to give it the courage to bloom. Spark would use its own warm, golden light, and under its gentle encouragement, the little bud would unfurl its pearly petals. Silus showed him how to sense which parts of the garden needed the most attention, not by looking, but by feeling the quiet, thirsty thoughts of the plants themselves. Spark was a quick learner, and its own light, which was born of the cosmos, seemed to hold a special, nurturing magic that the moonflowers loved. The little lost star was becoming a little gardener, too. And with every long, peaceful night that passed, and with every drop of liquid starlight that Silus, a tall, slender, and graceful alien being, fed it, Spark grew. Its light became stronger and brighter, and its shape became more and more defined. The little nubs on its body grew into 5 perfect, sharp points. It was no longer a lost, crystalline seed. It was now a small but perfect star, a miniature sun glowing with all the warmth and beauty of its distant cosmic family. It would practice shining its light, making it bright and then soft, learning to control the wonderful energy that was growing inside it. But as Spark grew stronger, it began to feel a new and powerful longing. It would float high above the glowing moonflowers and look up at the great, beautiful river of stars that flowed across the sky. It could feel its family. It could feel the pull of the great cosmic current. It could hear, in the deep silence of space, a distant, beautiful song that was calling it home. Silence felt this change in his little friend. His heart felt a little bit sad, for he had grown to love the little star very much. But he also felt a deep, profound sense of pride. He was a gardener, and he knew that the greatest joy of a gardener is to see something you have nurtured grow strong enough to find its own place in the world. Silus knew it was time. The little star was ready. For its final meal, he journeyed to the highest peak on the moon and gathered the oldest, most powerful starlight he could find, the light from the very heart of the galaxy. He brought it back and offered it to Spark. The little star drank it all, and its light grew from a gentle glow into a brilliant, magnificent, and powerful radiance. It was ready for its great journey home. It was no longer a lost seed, it was a true and beautiful star, ready to take its place in the heavens. Finally, Spark floated back to Silus, a tall, slender, and graceful alien being named Silus. The little star rose until it was level with the gardener's smooth, almond-shaped head. It pulsed with a deep, warm, and powerful light, a silent expression of a love and gratitude too big for any words. Silus gently cupped his long, delicate hands around his little friend, feeling its warmth and its brilliant energy one last time. He did not need eyes to see how beautiful Spark had become. He could feel its strength, he could feel its readiness, and though a feeling of deep, quiet sadness passed through him, like a slow, cold shadow, it was overwhelmed by an even greater feeling of love and pride. He had done his work. The little lost seed was now a magnificent star, ready to join the great dance. Before it left, Spark, the small, pure, bright, five-pointed star of golden light, made one last, slow journey through the garden that had been its nursery. It floated past each and every moonflower, which had watched it grow from a tiny, frightened seed into the beautiful star it was today. It gently touched each crystalline blossom with the tip of one of its points, a silent, personal goodbye. The flowers, in return, pulsed their soft white light in a slow, gentle, and slightly sad rhythm, their own way of saying, "Farewell, little friend. Shine brightly for us all." It was a slow, graceful, and deeply touching ballet of light, a final loving conversation between the star and the garden that had saved it. With a final, gentle thought of "Fly well, little one," Silus opened his hands and gave Spark a soft, upward push, and the little star began to rise. It did not struggle, it did not fall. It was lifted by an unseen cosmic current, a gentle celestial river that was pulling it back home. It rose slowly at first, then a little faster, a single, perfect, golden tear ascending into the deep, velvet blackness of the sky. It was on its way, a tiny messenger of hope and light, returning to the great, wide and endless universe from which it had come. Silus, a tall, slender and graceful alien being, watched, his head tilted to the sky, until Spark was just a tiny, distant point of light. He watched as it reached the great, shimmering band of the Milky Way. For a moment, it hovered at the edge, and then it floated into a small, dark, empty space between two older, bigger stars. Its light pulsed once, brightly, and then it settled, becoming a part of the great cosmic tapestry. It was home. It was no longer a lost seed, but a true star, and its gentle golden light would now shine down on the universe for a million years to come. Silus stood for a long time in the quiet of his garden, just looking up at his little friend, the newest, and to him the most beautiful star in the entire sky. His garden was quiet again, the playful, golden light now gone. But it was not an empty quiet. It was a peaceful, contented quiet. A quiet full of a beautiful memory. He was a gardener. His purpose was to nurture things and help them grow. And he had just completed his most important work. He had helped a little star find its way home, and its light was his reward. And so, on the quiet, silver surface of the moon, a secret garden continued to grow, and its gentle keeper continued his silent, loving work. And high above, in the great starry river of the Milky Way, a new, warm, golden star shone down, a tiny, happy beacon, a silent thank you to the gentle gardener who had been its friend. And now, it is time for you to find your own quiet, peaceful place among the stars. It is time to let the busy, sunlit world fade away, and to let the gentle, magical world of the night sky carry you into a deep and wonderful sleep. Your own long journey of the day is over, and a peaceful rest is waiting for you. Imagine your body growing light as a single downy feather. Feel all your worries and all your cares becoming weightless, and just floating away. Your cozy bed is like your own personal soft cloud, holding you safely as you drift and float in a sea of perfect peace and comfort. There is nothing holding you down. You are free to simply float away into a deep, restful sleep. Listen to the quiet, peaceful rhythm of your own breathing. Let it be as slow and as steady as the gentle pulsing light of the moonflowers. A long, soft breath in, filling you with calm, and a long, sleepy breath out, letting go of everything. This ancient, peaceful rhythm is the lullaby of the universe itself, and it is singing you, and only you, to sleep. The world is growing so very quiet now. It is a quiet filled with gentle, sleepy lights and the promise of beautiful dreams. Let your own mind become as quiet and as peaceful as the Sea of Tranquility. Let every thought become a distant twinkling star, beautiful to look at but too far away to disturb your rest. You are now in a place of perfect peace. A new deep peace settled over the Sea of Tranquility. With the little starseed spark now safely home, the garden returned to its ancient, gentle rhythm. The moonflowers pulsed with their soft, cool, white light, a silent, endless song of contentment. Silus, a tall, slender and graceful alien being named Silus, walked through his shimmering fields, his long, willowy form a familiar, comforting shadow amongst the glow. He could feel a new warmth in his garden, a faint golden echo left behind by his little friend. The garden had always been a place of quiet, but now it was a quiet filled with a happy, warm memory, which was the most beautiful kind of quiet of all. Silus, a tall, slender, and graceful alien being named Silus, found his way back to the little, dusty nest he had made for the starseed. It was empty now, but it still held a faint warmth and a soft, golden glow, a memory of the little life it had cradled. He knew that no moonflower could ever grow in this spot. It was now a different kind of special place. With the utmost care, he built up the edges of the little crater, making it a permanent feature of his garden. It would be a shrine, a quiet memorial to the little lost star who had visited for a short while and had changed his peaceful, silent world forever. And far, far away, on the beautiful, swirling blue and white marble of Earth, a little boy with a heart full of wonder was looking up at the night sky through his telescope. That night, he saw something he had never seen before. A new star, a tiny, warm, golden star, was twinkling in a part of the sky that had always been empty. He did not know its story. He did not know of the gentle gardener who had cared for it. He just knew that it was beautiful, and it made him feel a sense of profound happiness. The light from Spark, the small, pure, bright, five-pointed star of golden light, had finished its journey and was now a part of someone else's happy, sleepy dreams. And now, it is time for you to find your own quiet, peaceful place among the stars. It is time to let the busy, sunlit world fade away, and to let the gentle, magical world of the night sky carry you into a deep and wonderful sleep. Your own long journey of the day is over, and a peaceful rest is waiting for you. Let your mind become as vast and as quiet as the Sea of Tranquility, a place of perfect, gentle peace. Imagine your body growing light as a single, downy feather, as light as a speck of cosmic dust. Feel all your worries and all your cares becoming weightless, and just floating away into the deep, quiet darkness. Your cozy bed is like your own personal, soft cloud, holding you safely as you drift and float in a sea of perfect peace and comfort. There is nothing holding you down. You are free to simply float away into a deep, restful sleep. Listen to the quiet, peaceful rhythm of your own breathing. Let it be as slow and as steady as the gentle, pulsing light of the moonflowers. A long, soft breath in, filling you with the calm, cool quiet of the night, and a long, sleepy breath out, letting go of everything. This ancient, peaceful rhythm is the lullaby of the universe itself, and it is singing you, and only you, to sleep, helping every part of you to unwind and relax. The world is growing so very quiet now. It is a quiet filled with gentle, sleepy lights and the promise of beautiful dreams. Let your own mind become as quiet and as peaceful as the Sea of Tranquility. Let every thought become a distant, twinkling star, beautiful to look at, but too far away to disturb your rest. You are now in a place of perfect peace, a safe harbor for your sleepy mind. The silver garden is sleeping. The crystal flowers are dreaming their quiet, shimmering dreams. They are at peace, their work of lighting the moon's surface done for now, resting in the deep, silent cold. Their gentle, pulsing light is a soft, slow heartbeat, the rhythm of a world in deep, deep slumber. The distant stars are sleeping, each one a great big, sleepy sun. Their fiery energy softened by the vast distance into a gentle, peaceful twinkle. They are the night lights of the universe, watching over all the sleeping worlds, including your own, their ancient, steady light, a promise that the cosmos is a safe and peaceful place to be. And far, far away, the beautiful blue earth is sleeping. Its great oceans are still, its tall mountains are quiet, and its busy cities have softened into gentle, glowing embers. All the people, all the animals, all the tiny creatures are at rest, tucked safely away in their own warm beds, dreaming their own wonderful dreams. And the kind gardener is sleeping too. His long silent watch is over. He is standing in the middle of his beautiful glowing garden, a still and peaceful statue of contentment. He is dreaming his slow ancient dreams, dreams of new flowers, and of tiny lost stars finding their way home. He is at peace, his heart full of the quiet joy of a job well done. Your body feels so heavy and so still. It is a wonderful, comforting weight. The feeling of your body letting go of all its busyness and sinking into a deep, deep state of rest. You do not need to move a single muscle. You can just be still and let the quiet of the night hold you.